Okay, so we're moving on to a question about reactivity. And it says in here, which metal reacts with cold water? So from this list, hopefully we're remembering that these bottom three do not react with cold water. So the only option left is option A, which does react. Question is looking at the reactivity of four metals. So we've got some information here. And when you get to this, please take the time to read the information before you move on to the question. And the question goes on to say, use the information to predict the observations reactions of magnesium and iron. So if we remember here, just come back up to here a second, magnesium is higher up the reactivities in zinc, and therefore it's going to be more reactive than zinc. So I need something written in here which shows that the reaction is more violent or more reactive than the zinc. So what I'm going to say here is there are lots of bubbles produced. That indicates it's more than the zinc. And I'm going to talk about the heat, and the test tube feels warmer because it will be more reactive, so it's going to be more heat release, warmer than it did for zinc. Okay. Now iron, back to our series, sits in between the two, so I need something that matches this but is less reactive than this and more reactive than this, and we know that iron will react. So here I'm going to put that you'll get a few bubbles to show that it's more reactive than copper but less reactive than that. And here I'm going to put test tube feels, I'm going to say, cooler than zinc. Okay, carrying on, use information. Oh, sorry, we've done that. Sorry, I wrote the answers in the table, but you can transfer them to your question. So when metals react with acids, hydrogen gas is produced. Describe the test that you could show the gas is hydrogen. So what we have to do is we collect the gas in a test tube and put a lit splint into the gas. Then we say the gas will burn with a squeaky pop. Now there's two marks, so we get a mark there and a mark in there. Please note we cannot just do the pop test. We get 0 marks for that if we do that. Next one, do a balanced equation. So magnesium reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce hydrogen. So let's put hydrogen first. Now remember, hydrogen is diatomic, so that's pH 2. Underneath, let's put the elements involved. So there they are. On this side, there is 1 magnesium, 1 of hydrogen, and 1 chlorine. On this side, I've got 1 magnesium, 2 hydrogens, and 2 chlorines. So I need to get my hydrogens and chlorines working. So I've put a big 2 there, gives me 2 of those and 2 of those. It's worth 2 marks. I get 1 mark if I put that in, and 1 mark for getting the hydrogen in the right place. Okay, next one. So we've got an excess of magnesium is added some hydrochloric acid at pH 2. The mass of hydrogen gas that is produced is measured. This experiment was repeated with an excess of magnesium. So that's making sure that the acid is going to react fully. And this time the pH is 1. State how many times greater the concentration of hydrogens is in this reaction. So I've gone from a pH of 2 to a pH of 1, so it's a pH change of 1, but that means the hydrogen ions change by 10 times. So it's 10 times the amount of hydrogen ions. And it says when the pH 2 reacted, it produced this much hydrogen. Predict the mass it produced with 1. So pH of 2 is going to make that. We said that this means there are times 10 the amount of hydrogen gas, so therefore I'd expect to have times 10 of this mass. So that was how much we had. I'm going to times that by a factor of 10, and that's going to give me 0.05 grams as my prediction.